to be the greatest country in the world. And it is worth fighting for. It is worth bleeding for. And if it takes it, it's worth dying for the greatest country that this world has ever seen.
It's Good Wednesday morning. Chad Prather here for Dear America, filling in for Graham Allen. Hope you guys are doing well. Good morning, Dear America family. Those of you who are already in the chat, pop up a couple of those American flags. Let's hear from you. And let's get that algorithm buzzing. We're everywhere across Rumble, as well as under the tutelage of the Google overlords and their oversight over on YouTube. But for some reason, we're not on Facebook. It just didn't pop up on Facebook today. So you know what that means? That means you have to like and share the show. You got to hit like. It doesn't hurt you at all to go down there and hit that little thumbs up. It helps our algorithm. It traffics the show to more places and more people. So make sure you're sharing it. Make sure you've subscribed if you haven't already. Good Wednesday morning. Libs are melting down. They are crying in the street. They are protesting. They are storming buildings. They are coming after any semblance of normalcy and common sense because they're being exposed. Their expenditures and their laundering and all of the frivolous things that they have done that we've known they were doing all along. Now it is coming to light, and they don't like it because all those big money donors, as well as those lined pockets, are starting to feel a little left out, and I'm okay with it. I don't know about you guys. Of course, Donald Trump had a meeting with Bibi Netanyahu yesterday, both in the Oval Office as well as a press conference last night that has everybody buzzing and discussing, and we're going to talk about that today. So without further ado, we want to get into the show. I want you to promise me that you're going to keep hitting that like button and you're going to keep throwing those American flags in the chat. Boy, oh boy, before we go, we'll go anywhere else. I want to remind you about our friends over at Patriot Mobile. You know, you could talk about the Trump press conference with your friends over a cell phone, but you need to be using Patriot Mobile. Patriot Mobile is America's only Christian conservative wireless provider that operates on the same big three towers that all of the coverage is on. So you're not going to lose any coverage. But they support your values. They believe in the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, the right to life. They believe in defending your right to free speech in the Second Amendment. If you go over to patriotmobile.com/Graham and sign up, they'll give you a free month when you use offer code Graham. I bet you even talk them into some free activation, too, if you call them at 972-PATRIOT and tell them Graham sent you. But they've got a package and that will fit your needs. They can take the cell phone you got, switch a new number over to it, or vice versa. They can give you a new phone and keep your same number. Whatever combination you need to do, they will take care of you. They are 100% United States customer service based, so when you call them on the phone, you're going to get an American voice. patriotmobile.com/Graham. It's the parallel economy. It's what we preach all the time. Now, let's do something about it. Support them and take care of your family with a budget package that'll fit you. Patriot Mobile. All right, let's bring him on. He is everybody's favorite producer. I love to call him the man with the dreamy eyes. Have no fear. Producer Royce is here.
Good morning. It's a good morning. We like the morning time. We like Dear America. Dear America's pretty good. It's a good spot to be.
The dreamy eyes. He's got dreamy eyes, doesn't he? He's a good-looking man. Good-looking man. Sometimes Trump, when he starts complimenting other men, it makes me a little uncomfortable. He's a good-looking guy. You're good-looking. And then, of course, the man who hasn't been deported, the man that is going to stay here because he is our bedrock. He is Mexican. Tony is in the house.
Good morning, everybody. FYI, Royce does his Trump impersonation all morning long while we're trying to go through the show, and it keeps us from actually running through the show because the whole time he's using his hands, and it's gonna be huge. The show's gonna be huge. So
it's gonna be huge. He has gotten in the habit of it. I told him yesterday on my show, it's a little bit addictive when you start doing it, and then everybody wants to smack you. Trust me, I know, because people smack me. Sometimes people just randomly walk up and smack me, sort of like somebody else that needs to be smacked. He's a man that lives with a constant disclaimer. Everybody's favorite redneck, Hot Seat Todd's in the house.
I can't even say it. All right, now I can talk. I have to admit, Chad, I like the man that lives with a constant disclaimer. I'm loving that. I am loving that. I'm going to put that on a T-shirt. The walking disclaimer.
You know, that's what free speech is all about, man. As I've said so many times, there's no such thing as disinformation, misinformation, or hate speech in a place that lives in the free market and the economy of ideas, man. Because you got critical thinking, so you should be able to say what you want to say. Some people just don't understand humor all the time. That's the deal. And you and I, we like to mix in a little humor, because if the laughter ever stops, they're going to see us crying.
For real.
That's a fact, man. Man, Royce has compiled a list of things, and I am. Let's just start with the idiot of the day. That was the guy who decided he was going to climb the fence. I was watching this thing. Graham actually posted it yesterday. And this guy, he's going to try to make it, and he almost does.
No, he does make it. He does make it. He makes it to the top. I don't know.
He starts to flip over, and his belly is on the spikes on the top of the deal.
And then he sees he probably hears the dogs coming, because you can see them at towards the end of the clip. But
this is the gate in front of the White House. Go ahead, Todd.
All right, here he comes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, he's up. He's walking up. He's trying. He's gonna go. He's gonna go for it. He's going to go. You can hear the dogs. It is unbelievably quiet. No gunshots. No gunshots. He's made it. He's made it to the fourth tier. He's up. He's up, ladies and gentlemen. He's up. We're watching this live right now. Coming to you live from Sports Center. Is he going to go?
You can see his little silhouette of his body there. When he starts to flip over that thing, you can feel the pain. And then his pants get stuck on it.
Yeah, like right there. I'm like, he's gonna do this.
Oh, now I'm here.
He's like, okay. And you can look at the White House. You can actually see the dogs going this way.
And if you watch it, you can also see the sniper on the roof. It runs across left and right.
Yes, right there. And that's the question that I have. Okay, and I played this video on my show yesterday, and I'm just telling you. Okay, you don't know who that guy is. You don't know what he has. You don't know if he's got a bomb strapped to his chest. You have no idea. I'm sorry. If I'm Secret Service and I'm on that roof, that dude is not alive today.
Yeah.
I don't understand
why. The minivan, though. Why they got a minivan out there?
Well, that should tell you everything you need to know.
If I was part of the Secret Service, I would have walked up to the dude nice and calm, taken my taser out, tased him, have him fall on the ground like a freaking piece of meat on a flamethrower. Just plank. Sorry, dude.
As soon as half of his body showed up to the top, that's the perfect silhouette for a 200, looks like a probably 200 to 300 meter shot right there. That's a perfect silhouette for a stationary target.
That's too easy though, Todd. I mean, that'd be too easy. You want him to suffer, dude.
No, but yeah, don't they have tasers though? Like, why are they not just tasing?
I mean, that guy's just looking at him. He's like, "Sir, can I help you?"
Yeah.
You know that's not a bathroom, right?
And also, I mean, you've got motion sensors. I don't know what all type. We hear rumors of what type of security they have out there on the property. You know, they activate landmines for all I know. Who knows? I'm thinking they ain't going to let the dogs run free like that. But, yeah, they could have turned that guy into a pink mist real quick.
I would have. He'd have caught one right in the throat.
Pink mist.
They need to have like a little switch, an on-off switch to just electrify the fence.
That's what I was thinking.
Yep.
Do it in the different sections.
No, they don't.
You know?
You put one bullet in one dude, and that never happens again.
Yeah, but it's a lot more fun watching him get electrocuted.
Well,
that's all I'm saying.
It is a lot more fun to watch.
Watching him hang limp on the fence after taking one to the
He's like a squirrel.
Todd, you're the only
line.
person who thinks that that's fun to watch.
Yeah. There's a squirrel on the line, and you hear that noise, and all the lights in D.C. all just kind of go down for a minute, like they're running old Sparky there at the prison. Speaking of old Sparky, somebody that probably deserves it. Everybody, one of our favorite Congress members. This is traitorous here, and the reason I speak in strong language. If this is true, there's speculation that she says these are fake videos.
No way.
I don't believe they're fake at all because Elon called her out on it. Ilhan Omar, she's conducting seminars for Somalians who are living illegally in the U.S. without documentation, and she's providing guidance on how to evade deportation. Now, if this is true, that's illegal. And she's got to go. Do we have the clip to play?
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
Let her rip.
xildhibaanad Ilhan Omar oo dhowaan la hadashay saxaafadda ayaa talo bixin siisay dadka sharciga aan haysan ee ku nool dalkan.
waxaan ula talinayaa dadka Soomaalida ah haddii ay maxaa la dhahaa ii sheeg
So she says this is fake. This is not fake. And first of
No.
all, she's speaking Somali.
Yeah.
She is speaking in her native tongue. This is an American congresswoman, people. If you think that Ilhan Omar needs to be arrested for so many things, but for this right here, I need a thumbs up in the chat. Need a thumbs up in the chat. You can keep on playing it if you want, Royce, but I mean, it's just...
no,
Well,
but
no,
the audio
you get the
audio
gist.
version's gonna suck.
Yeah,
well,
because if you're
here-
listening by audio, then you're not going to
No
make any
clue.
sense. But she's telling you how to avoid ICE.
Well, it's not just how to avoid them. I mean, she goes on a tear here and she says, if you get pulled over, do not show them identification. Do not tell them your name. Do not tell them your immigration status. You do not legally have to give them any of that stuff. And I'm like, yes, you do. Because if I get pulled over for speeding and the cop asks me for my ID and I go, no, they're going to detain me, take me to the station to figure out who I am.
They're going to tase you, Todd, which is what I'm really looking forward to.
So,
And not to
like,
mention the fact if you're in this country illegally, you definitely don't have the right
for real.
to withhold any identity.
Didn't
I
it
think
just
Tony
come
really
out?
wants to taste somebody.
I do. I just got a brand new taser. I got it from the black market, and I really want to take it out to just try it out, see what's going on. So
I got a taser too, but it sends out a GPS deal whenever you fire it.
Oh,
So
no, mine's
mine's
black market there. Chad, you should have
like
talked
that.
to me, dude. Nobody knows I have it. So
I can
But
still
didn't
talk
it-
to you. I can still listen. I can collect tasers.
there you go.
I know more than one person that needs tasing.
Yeah,
I
but-
don't know.
yeah, no, you
I've
keep-
actually been tased like twice, like with the actual stun gun on the skin and shot with one. Neither one are fun.
Yeah, makes me wanna
here to
throw
tell you,
up.
Neither one are fun.
This lady here, it's just amazing that somebody in the one of the highest levels of our government here is telling people how to break the law. I mean, how are people like this not arrested? How are they not just coming out and saying you literally cannot do that? I mean, we're trying to get our country back the way it's supposed to be. Have everybody go through the proper channels, and it does break my heart. I have a lot of people that I know that have reached out to me like, are you really trying to get people deported and blah blah blah? Like no, I'm trying to get people to follow the law. We're all here in this country. We're trying to make a better life for ourselves. Everybody is. And you need to follow the law of the country. And if the law of the country says you have to go through the proper channels to be in this country, so be it. I'm sorry that you made a life here, and I'm sorry that you did it illegally, but this is what needs to happen. And for somebody like this who is in our Congress to tell people how to break the law is just disgusting. I just don't get it how
taser.
she is not
Well,
arrested.
here's my question. Didn't it
Let's
just like
taser,
a couple
let's do it.
weeks? Didn't it just come out a couple weeks ago that it was in fact she did marry her brother to get immigration status for him?
Seriously?
Didn't that just come
That
out?
was the rumor. That was the rumor.
Like, how
and-
many strikes does this chick get?
Like, there's a lot. I mean, first of all, this is what the Clintons and ultimately Obama got for you in Minneapolis. All right, they brought all the Somali refugees in. They brought them in on school buses and dumped them out. Party Foul Steve and I, we were doing a show in Minneapolis a couple of years ago, man. They had people, I mean, I was like, dude, they had us a hotel book there, right there in little Mogadishu. And I was like, we're not staying in this Sheraton, man. It looked like all the women were dressed up like trash bags on the side of the road. And they were just like little big trash bags, with the kids. And I was like, we are not staying in this neighborhood, dude. We're not welcome here. I was waiting on a freaking car bomb to go off at any time. I literally felt like I was in Mogadishu, and I was like, we're not going to do it. This is the same woman who said she was going to advocate for Somalia from inside the American government. So she has Somali interest first. No question about it. Anybody that says they're American first, she is Somali interest first. And I'm like, nope, absolutely not. This woman needs to be held accountable. The
Don't
fact
you
that we
have
don't
to
is
be-
ridiculous.
Don't you have to be born American and all that stuff to be president? Why is it not the same? Why is it not the same for congresswomen,
Well, it's not.
congressmen, senators?
It's not. And even being
Why is it
American,
not?
and I mean, even if you're not born in America, like Ted Cruz was born in Canada, there are still certain qualifications of where your parents were born and what citizenship they hold or whatever. But yeah, she's an anomaly, dude. I mean, like, she's bad news. Bad news. I promise you, if Tony was standing behind her with the taser and said, "What's it gonna be, Somalia or America?" She ain't
dictates.
choosing the U.S.
Yeah, she
Chad, do you not
dictates.
know me? I wouldn't stand behind her. I'd look at her face to face. I'd look at anybody face to face. I want to see their eyeballs as they see me walking up to them saying, "This is what you're gonna get, bud."
He wants to see their eyes dilate.
That's
as
right,
he
yeah.
teases them. In the face. Yeah, before we
Beautiful.
move on, this is going to be a little entertaining, but I have to get Jack off of my blue light. He's laying, my background's yellow. I have to get, 1 second.
Yeah, go over there and let's see. Royce worries about that light over there because the cat likes to lay on the hot light.
Oh my God!
It's hot. It's hot, and he lays on it, and then my background becomes yellow, and he just disrupts the whole thing. But
You know
the chat
what?
loves Jack, so it's
Jack
all right.
You are
gonna-
a James Bond villain. I swear to
Jack
God.
is going to be like that guy getting over the fence, just like a
Dr.
squirrel
Evil.
on a liner. So already, I can see a trend in this show. We've already electrocuted the guy on the fence. Jack's on the blue light, and Ilhan Omar's gonna take a taser to the face. I would tell everybody to go look up the lightning bolts in the chat and post them up there, but I could see it. Some other guys that might need to have a little electroshock therapy. The FBI has turned over the names of 5,000 employees who worked on the January 6th cases to the Trump Justice Department. Now, I want to remind everybody, there's only 13,000 agents available.
God.
So they turned over almost half. It's like 12 to 13,000 agents available, period, in the U.S. 5,000 of them were working on. You tell me that they were not marshaling their forces in lawfare and witch hunts against January 6th. They pushed this insurrection narrative so hard and so far and made taxpayers pay for it. I mean, now what they're doing is they're fighting back and saying, we don't want the Trump Justice Department to go after any of these people. They were just doing their job.
Whatever. It's called you don't have to follow an unlawful order. Like that even goes military. So
Yeah, I was gonna
get
ask
outta
Todd,
here.
what happens if you have a general that tells you to do something
No,
and
if
you
it's
know
if
it's not?
no, if it's an unlawful order, you do not have to obey. Like you do not.
But I mean, is there a chance of you getting court-martialed or something? Or
Well, it goes up the chain. Like
Yeah.
you disobey the order, you carry it up the chain. Like, if I was in and the first sergeant told me to go wash his wife's car or, vacuum his floor, I'd be like, no, like, I'm not doing that. And, we carry it up the chain and so forth and so on. Very, very rare, but I'm sure it's the same way within these government institutions. And there's a reason why everybody's getting a pink slip. There's a reason why the CIA yesterday sent out notices to not a couple, everybody that works for the CIA got an offer. You get 8 months of pay and you can quit. And you can choose it. So,
Dude, and you know who I want them to go after? You remember Peter Strzok and Lisa Page when they were texting back and forth about how they weren't going to let Trump take
Yes,
office?
yes.
And then he sat there in front of Congress with that little smug smirk on his face that everybody wanted to just slap off of him. I mean, you want to talk about, I want to put the taser in his mouth and like,
right in the teeth.
Where are these people? Let's go after these smug. If this was my show, I'd call them something. But
while he's
let's.
chewing on a piece of rebar.
Yeah, I mean, anyway, they need it. They need it. There's employees who, like you said, Tony, there are certain employees that they're following orders, they're following instructions, doing what they're supposed to do. But at some point in time, you got to know this is just absolutely overabundance of marshaled forces against a political enemy that is not. I mean, that is not American, man. Oh, we living in a crazy world. But I say, get them. Get them. Let's get to the bottom of it.
All of it.
Pam Bondi got confirmed yesterday. She is going. Congratulations to Pam Bondi to be the Attorney General. She's got a lot of work in front of her, and I hope she does it. Birch Gold, folks. You don't listen. You know what? If you don't listen to Graham, you got to listen to me. All right. What we both need you to do is go to Birch Gold, and you need to. Here's how you're going to go to Birch Gold. You're going to text Graham to 989898. They're going to give you a free, no obligation information kit on your retirement. They're going to tell you how to take the money that is not doing anything, sitting in a 401k or an IRA, and they're going to help you diversify and put it in something that will never go away, something that's not going to lose its value, and that's gold. So make sure that you are backing up your investments for your future in something tangible. You want to be able to, somebody can be able to touch it. That's gold. So text Graham to 989898. Make Birch Gold happy with us. Say, because they're like, you guys, are y'all telling them about us? I'm like, yep. And we want to see those text messages. And one of the ways that you keep this show rocking and rolling and we keep this little happy chat going is when you text Graham to 989898. Check them out, Birch Gold. Don't forget, follow them on social media as well.
Yeah. And to add to that, don't forget, right now there's like almost 6,000 of you live in the chat. And as much as we love interacting with you guys and reading and laughing at this chat, I need you to stop what you're doing, stop typing, and slide on over and hit that like button for us, okay? There's 530 likes, and we got almost 6,000 in the chat. And to the 2 that hit the thumbs down button, your mother doesn't love you.
No, that
Thumbs
doesn't
down to
love
them. You know what I'm saying?
You trolls. And listen, I will tell you this. We will get to the press conference and what Trump said last night about Gaza as he met with Bibi Netanyahu. But first, let's talk about Dick Durbin. Dick Durbin says that he will not vote to confirm Kash Patel. This is the same dude that's blocked the Epstein flight logs.
Yeah.
I wonder if Dick Durbin ever went to a little island in the Caribbean. What is wrong with these people, man? I mean, these people are absolutely unhinged. I guarantee you, this dude's trying to hide something. He does not want Kash Patel getting to the bottom of it. Kash Patel has integrity. Kash Patel is honest. He's intelligent. He puts this type of intelligence first. He puts the law enforcement first. He's backed our, first responders. He's backed our military. He will do a good job. There's no reason whatsoever for Dick Durbin not to vote for him unless you are trying to hide something.
And that's what they're all doing at this point. I mean, the shoe fits. He's a dick.
Yeah, Dick went down to an island.
So even without Dick here, I mean, do we see any problems with the confirmations of RFK and Kash Patel or anything? What do you guys think? Do you think they're still going to get in?
I think so far, I mean, I'll let everybody talk, but I think that right now everything is positive. I mean, RFK and Tulsi got pushed through to the next round, so that's positive. That happened yesterday.
Yeah, I think we're solid on the rest of the picks from here on out. I think we're pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, it was close, 14-13 for RFK. It's going to be close, but we got it.
With the exception of Dick here.
Isn't Dick short for like Richard or something?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's all you need to know.
So he's choosing to go by the name Dick.
Dick. Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Never understood that.
Should we watch the clip?
Yeah, let's play it.
Yeah. Let's hear
His
from
book, start there. He dropped his playbook. We all have a copy of it. We know what his agenda is. It's very clear.
Are there any circumstances where you could vote for him if he answers some questions satisfactorily?
I doubt it. I've investigated this gentleman. I've read this book twice, which is cruel and unusual, but I've gone through it twice, so I understand what makes him tick. He should not be head of the FBI. Okay? His book.
See, that's why y'all all need to vote for me for White House and Dear America, because I'd be like, hey, Dick, answer this.
They won't. That's the problem.
DDD in the chat. Dirty Dick Durbin in the chat. Let's do it. DDD in the chat.
Where did you come from?
Wow. Who is
are
this
you
guy,
right
and
now?
what did you do with Royce?
What are you talking about? No, it's because he's a dirty politician.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
What are you talking
Who
about?
are you right
And
now?
his name, that's his name. What are you talking? I didn't say anything wrong.
I like this show already. I love this.
I didn't say anything wrong. I didn't say he's a dirty politician. That's
you know
normal
what?
phrasing.
Listen,
Triple D there, Royce.
Chamberlain.
I'm gonna
you
get a
can
text from my
hide
mom,
behind
probably.
it. You can hide behind what you said and say you didn't say anything wrong. And, technically by the letter of the law, you didn't, young man.
Royce, you are blowing up the chat. Check that out.
love it.
I didn't say, guys. My mom's gonna blow up my
Royce,
phone now.
the fact that you're trying to justify what you just said totally says what
Dude,
what you
That's
actually
what,
tried
he's
to
a
say.
dirty politician, and his
Royce,
name is Dick
Totally.
Durbin.
You
That's
need to
a
make
fact.
a reel. You need to make a reel with you
I'm
in
not
the
doing
chat doing this. And you,
Royce,
Dirty Dick Durbin.
can we do a full screen of just Royce's face real quick? Can we
Yeah,
just
I wanna
do
see
a
how
full
red
screen
it
of?
is.
Come on, Royce, give us a. I want
No,
to see if you're blushing.
decline.
I want to see if you're
Royce is
blushing.
in control of it. He's like, nope.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
Hey, get Todd. What are you doing? Don't touch my buttons, Todd.
He's not. I can do
You
it.
guys see what happens when Graham's not here? The freaking show goes off the rails. You're talking about Dirty Dick Durbin.
Hey, Todd, I got buttons too, buddy. Boom.
Todd has left the chat. Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
That was good. That was good.
And you know what's funny is some people are putting 4Ds in there, which I can't understand that. It's like they're changing batteries or something. Dirty Dick Durbin. I love it. That's
I just
fair.
need for the record, I didn't mean anything bad by that.
I'm sorry, Mom.
He's a dirty politician.
Look, Miss Chamberlain, it's not Royce's fault.
Look, my mom's texting me. She said DDD with 2 laughing emojis.
I love your mother, DDD.
He has been
Let's get my mom on the show.
He has been
say.
corrupted by me and Chad. We're sorry, Mom.
Don't throw me in the mix of that. Tony's tasing people in the face.
But I'm not talking about Dirty Dick Durbin over here. I mean, that's Royce, man.
You tase somebody in the face, it'll be dirty.
That's true. But people will be like, okay, you tase somebody, that's fine. And as soon as Royce starts talking about
politician,
they'll pee in their pants.
Should it be DPDD? Is that better?
No, DDD.
DDD. I'm liking the DDD.
All right, can we move on now?
Yes,
moving on.
Can we get off the
RFK Jr. has been approved by the Senate Finance Committee. RFK.
Yes. There he is. He's just been approved. That was yesterday. He's going to the Senator Bill Cassidy of Louisiana was the key flip. So that's 14-13. That's good news, and I think he's going to be just fine. And then of course Tom Homan, pop old Tom up there. This. If you guys paid attention, like if you looked at a picture lately of New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy, he looks like he got hit in the head with a baseball bat and they just left him that way. Mm-hmm. Like his head's all crooked, but he's apparently been keeping an illegal in the apartment over his garage at his home. And he says, come and get him. Come and get him. Here's what Tom Homan had to say.
Let me read a headline to you. Chicago leaders encourage residents to exercise their rights in resisting Trump's deportation policies. The governor of New Jersey, Phil Murphy, basically admitted that he knew somebody that didn't have full documentation, that he was hiding over his garage.
But there's someone in our broader universe whose immigration status is not yet at the point that they are trying to get it to. And we said, you know what, let's have her live at our house above our garage. And good luck to the feds coming in to try to get her.
Your comment on all of that?
Okay.
I think the governor's pretty foolish saying what he said, because I got note of it. Won't let it go. We'll look into it. And if he's knowingly harboring, concealing an illegal alien, that's a violation of Title 8 United States Code 1324. I would seek prosecution, or the secretary would seek prosecution. So maybe he's bluffing. If he's not, we'll deal with that. And as far as suing sanctuary cities, well, get in line, because the Trump administration is going to do that already. Sanctuary cities are sanctuaries for criminals. There's one example, right? If the young sanctuary cities in New York City, if they would have gave us over the killer of Laken Riley when he got arrested in New York City for endangering a child, he would have been in jail, and he would have never killed Laken Riley. Sanctuary cities are responsible for deaths of thousands of young children throughout my career, and we're going to sue them. We're going to hold them. And look, if he's got to go to the Supreme Court, that's what President Trump wanted to do. He will end sanctuary cities.
You know, there was a 2011 Government Accountability Office study found 3 million criminal.
I'll tell you, here's my take on the whole thing. Now, I almost called him Dick Durbin. Phil, old Phil there in New Jersey, he's big talking. I think to Tom Homan's point, I think he is bluffing, because I think what they've got is they've got somebody who came in legally, who is going through the process of getting their citizenship. They don't have it yet. And he's being a blustering idiot on the media and saying, oh, we're harboring someone so he can sound tough. They're just somebody who's here legally. I guarantee you they're here on a visa, and they're in the process of getting their citizenship, and they live in that apartment, and he's going to – old Phil is he's fear-mongering on this whole thing.
You think he's posturing?
I think he's 100%. I think Phil Murphy is guilty of fear-mongering, because those are not the people that ICE is going after.
Yeah, well, I want to see the hold my beer moment where they kick his front door off its hinges.
Yeah, but I think he's being a freaking idiot. I mean, why would you bring attention to yourself and fearmonger like that when you know the Trump administration is going after people who are saying they're doing stupid things? I mean, it makes absolutely no sense. I understand he's fearmongering and doing what he's doing, but it's just absolutely it's complete stupidity just to say, "Oh, I'm harboring an immigrant in my house." That's idiotic.
Well, no, it's honestly, if you really think about how they play the game, it's kind of smart, because if Tom Homan was to take the bait and send a raid to his house based on that interview and that interview alone, and they kick the door off the hinges and go in there, nobody's there, then there'll be some type of lawsuit. It'll put ICE on the radar, and then we're in a world of trouble.
Now we're weaponizing ICE to go in and target government officials, and so that's the whole point.
That's why you send somebody like me who doesn't
but it doesn't have to be that drastic. They could literally just do a stakeout out there and see if there is somebody living there, and do a little background check and see if there is someone, and it'll take all of 3-4 days, and they'll be done with it. It's just a waste of taxpayer money is what it is.
Look, one thing I've learned in the last year is how these tards think. I mean, that's how they think.
or their lack thereof.
Yeah.
But how their brain processes things, that's for sure. I read this story yesterday, guys, and this absolutely ticked me off. Like this, I'm so angry about this right here. Biden administration funneled billions to illegal immigration instead of helping struggling Americans. So Elon Musk revealed that an NGO, a nonprofit, has paid $500 million every 2 to 3 months to facilitate illegal immigration while veterans sleep on the streets and Americans struggle to afford basic necessities. DHS insider confirmed, I personally send the electronic fund transfers. Look at what he said. I personally send the electronic fund transfers. $600 million in taxpayer money every few months going to illegal migrants. Meanwhile, we're told to get in the game because it's renewed. Listen, I don't know why anybody pays taxes anymore. I just don't.
You ain't lying. I haven't yet.
This is insane, dude. This is insane. I mean, you got North Carolina, you got Southern California. People are struggling with natural disasters, Hurricane Helene, Hurricane Milton, not to mention the veterans that are homeless and destitute. And what are we doing? We're coming up with something like we go, we'll put them in tiny homes or something like that. And you're sending, I mean, they're staying in, illegals are staying in 5-star hotels. You're cleaning out homeless shelters for them to live. I can't.
And don't forget that also talking about the veterans, that the VA was taking appointments. Like they were actually using the VA medical service to treat and diagnose these illegals while veterans are waiting in this 6-month-long line. So don't forget about that bullshit.
Don't forget either when they were housing, like to your point, Chad, they were housing them in 5-star hotels. They were also giving them a prepaid Visa card so they can buy whatever they want.
Driver's licenses and all these different, like they were trying to force them to be Americans illegally.
Yeah, and while our to Todd's point and to your point, Chad, while our veterans are living in the street, I mean, we can't take care of our seniors that can't survive on Social Security, but we're giving illegal immigrants 5-star hotels and Visa cards. I mean, it's mind blowing how we're treating our own citizens because of the immigrants.
Are the pardons starting to make sense now, people? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean,
pardons are starting to make sense,
and they're starting to make sense. There's a lot of people, and I got more to say about that, but we got a story coming up later on in which I'm going to do that. There's a lot of stuff out there. If it's making sense, folks, maybe you take the knowledge and the wisdom that you have now and head over to BetOnline. BetOnline.ag has a politics section where you can go in there and you can actually take a look at some of the odds on like what's Trump's approval rating going to be March 1st. What's his favorability going to be? How much will Trump offer for Greenland? Will Canadian become, or one of its provinces become the 51st state during the Trump presidency? There's a lot of stuff over there. Go check them out. It's kind of fun and entertaining to watch. BetOnline.ag. You're like, I don't want to use my money for that. It doesn't cost you anything to go over there and entertain yourself, take a look at it. And some of you guys actually do like to play a little bit. It's way better than sending $500 million every 2 to 3 months to some NGO to take care of illegal.
Yeah,
I mean, you might actually get a return on your money on this. So betonline.ag, betonline.ag. Go over there and check them out. You go over there to the menu, scroll down about 2/3 of the way, you'll see the politics section. It is pretty funny. So go check them out. All right.
I think they would get a big betting line on there if they can put up, like, how many times does your wife yell at you for making a mess? Like, husbands, bet over here. What's the spread on that one there?
Be hard to verify. It'd be like all the time.
Well, that's on the honor system there.
All the time. Your government doesn't love you, folks. I'm just telling you. I've been saying it forever. You already know that. Your government doesn't love you. They don't care about you. They will come after you. They will let these politicians and these NGOs and everybody else get all these kickbacks. And when you try to uncover the naked, nasty rat nest that's in there, that's festered down in there, the gross discrepancies and it's the degeneracies, you know what? They sweep all that under the rug. But you, my friends, are in trouble. The Democrats know that. USAID, they pay out to 97%. If this stat is right, it's astounding. They pay out to 97% Democrats and Democrat causes. Yesterday, they tried to break in and rush into the USAID offices over here. And I don't know, they're going to get their final kickback check since the well's drying up or something. But this is the spot where they are uncovering some gross expenditures. We talked about it on the show yesterday. If you missed my show yesterday afternoon, go back and watch it. I read off some things that are absolutely astounding. I mean, astounding things you just will not believe that is being used with your taxpayer money to go to. And, of course, we found out that they just paid like $13 million to have a Sesame Street version in Iraq. The Dems. Play this clip real quick, Royce.
Hi, Chris. Pleased to meet you. John Byer. Nice to meet you. Okay, so you are aware this agency is very busy currently, and they are not able to take a meeting currently. They advise that they will be in contact shortly, and that it's best to contact the Department of State at this time if you need any further comments.
Who is they?
The front office of the administrator.
So could I just ask, are you with AID?
I am.
Thank you for your service.
Well, thank you for what you do.
Are the DOGE people here? Are they in this building now?
We are 8 employees currently. That's all I know. I don't know specific who DOGE is or any of that. I just know that 8 employees are here. Although, as you are all aware, it's in the press. Everybody's been asked to telework. There are select people here to provide services for the agency. So the rest of them are all telework.
Are you career?
I am. Are you?
Thank
you career
you.
as well.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
We want to thank you for your service. So there's no opportunity to...
No, unfortunately, I don't control that. I'm just here to pass along the information. Thank you for coming, and I'm sure Department of State will be putting out more information shortly.
Are you the senior civil servant here?
No, I am not the senior civil servant.
Here,
I have gray hair like
today.
you. No, absolutely. Just gray hair. That's it. That's the senior part of it. Okay, thank you. All right, thank you. I appreciate the time. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Like, he did that really nice. Like, that was really
Look at that.
very,
what a scream pause right there. Look,
very polite
wow.
way to say, you're not getting in here, Peckerwood. Like, it's not happening, bro. Like,
And that's
about,
why Todd
about
does
face.
not work at the USAID.
Yeah.
I would make headline news. I'd be like, bro, listen, sorry, can't come in. About face, deuces.
Now,
But I need
again,
you-
About face.
Again, what they're doing, you can throw Doge in the chat. What Doge is doing is the Democrats, they're saying that it's about information. They're saying that it's about Doge and unelected officials having access to secret information.
No.
What they care about is their money. So Robbie Starbuck had a great post yesterday. The Democrats are now protesting outside the office and of personal management, seemingly protest the USAID audit and the Treasury audit that OPM is helping Doge with. It's a different year, man. 2025 is not 2016. Public isn't showing up for the Dems, even the deep blue DC. And they're not because they're not getting paid to do it. They're getting exposed.
Exactly. And all the feds are fighting.
And why are all these people always wearing masks? Why do they always have their freaking masks on, dude?
Feds.
Face diapers.
Feds. And talking about, Chad, you made a good point that, like, the left is pissed, and you see, like, Harry, the biggest tard of them all, Harry Sisson, the 20-year-old wonder boy, and his lover, Chris, whatever it is, talk about Social Security numbers and stuff like that. DOGE doesn't have access to Social Security numbers, okay?
Right.
They have a read-only status, meaning all they can see is transactions. They can't see Social Security numbers, date of birth, anything like that, okay? That is the only clearance they have, is to follow the money. So nobody's Social Security number is acceptable to getting busted.
And I'm so over these people who, the other day, what was it? Ariana Presley yesterday referred to Elon Musk as a Nazi Nepo baby. These people don't even know the definitions of the words they're throwing around.
Shit, I don't even know what that means.
I mean, when you're going to sit there and call Donald Trump a fascist, let me tell you something about fascists. Fascists typically are not into the expansion of government, and even if they want to be a dictator over it, they're typically not advocates for the Second Amendment. So these people they're so in violation politically, philosophically, of anything that they're chanting out there, that it's ridiculous. What I said yesterday on my show, and I do encourage you to go back and watch it just to get ticked off at the waste that's out there. But I said, if I'm the father, I'm running the household, I don't charge the children taxes to live in my house because I have a GDP. I have a production. There's a job. There's something that pays the bills. America has a GDP. We have exportable things that create income for our country. And the fact that they're consistently taxing the kids to death that live in this country, that's us, and giving us the middle finger and then using it to create programs that study, transgender awareness in the Sudan. I mean, this kind of stuff is ridiculous. So I say, you know what? Stand in the street, hold your signs up, cry your little crocodile tears, CLC in the chat, CLC, cry, libs, cry. And
so
just...
I have a question for you guys.
Let them have it.
Go ahead.
Isn't DOGE just trying to slash government spending and trying to figure out where all the money is going to?
Yeah, that's it. And that was
where all
my
the spending
point.
is going to, right?
Yeah, that's the point I was trying to make. To the liberal Democrat, mouth breathing libtards, okay, it's not your bank account. It's ours. Like, if anybody deserves to know, this is our money. This is our tax dollars. You've got steel workers, factory workers, grocery store folks that work their butts off for a living. And you take their hard-earned money, they have the right to know what you're spending their money on. That's the American people's checking account that DOGE is going through and going transaction by transaction to figure out just what in the hell Joe Biden, his administration, and the rest of you crooks are spending our money on. Tarzan movie quotes and freaking, gay comic books and Sesame Street episodes. And
as it should be. Any investment company that you give money to, they'll give you back a report of exactly where your money is,
100%.
what it's invested in, how much more money it's grossed, where it's lost. And I see no reason why the government can't do the same thing.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see not only DOGE slash, but release reports quarterly of hey,
absolutely,
this is what we used our money on.
Well, think about it like this. The IRS can click a button and send you an email and say, hey, we're auditing you, but we can't do that to them. I want to audit you.
And to the whole point here is the fact that the lefties are all freaking out because they're trying to figure out where all the money's going should tell you something right there. They're running around like what Todd always says, when you turn on the light and the cockroaches start spreading around. That's what's happening. They're freaking out because they don't want anybody to know where all the money's being spent.
Yeah.
So that's our money. That's our taxpayer money.
Yeah, write it down. A guilty dog barks, man. Write it down.
And I always said a bit dog always barks. You hear them yelp in there. Throw a rock in there, pop one of them. Chuck Schumer. Yeah, here's how successful their rallies are. Play this clip. Chuck Schumer's going to get a little chant going.
And we cannot allow Elon Musk and a small group of people to secretly, behind closed doors, take away our privacy, take away our dollars, take away everything we have. We are going to fight this fight. I am going to stand with you in this fight, and we will win. 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 We won't rest. We won't rest. We won't rest. We won't rest.
What? And you got Maxine next to him with her wig on. Impeach. This looks like the nursing home let out early, man.
You
like
ain't
they
lying,
just
dude.
the
And
reset.
they forgot to give them medication too.
Yeah, this is like the. This is like after the lunch recess over at the old folks' home, man.
You ain't lying, bro.
Oh,
This is honestly, it's
rest.
sad. Why are these people in any position of power?
No, they shouldn't.
But we have to admit, a little bit, this is kind of fun to watch. It is kind of.
It's so
it's kind of fun
entertaining.
to watch.
It's so entertaining, but it's so bad for our country.
Oh yeah,
horrible
to have people like this of this age doing this stuff.
But keep it up, Democrats, because after the DNC chair and vice chair, and now all this stuff, you got a good shot at the midterms in 2028. Keep it up. We appreciate it.
And to know that they're that crooked and that corrupt. Alex Jones, he will talk about Bill Gates. Bill Gates says he's a major threat to President Trump, Elon Musk, and America. The track time's going to come. The globalist depopulation boss openly told ABC's The View that if USAID continues to be investigated, dismantled, a new pandemic will kill millions. That's right. This follows on Pete Hotels' threat from December that new pandemics would come crashing down on the Trump administration.
That's pretty good. Like I thought Graham's was good, but yours is more gurgly. I like it.
That one's pretty good. Hey, in other news, have you seen Alex Jones? He's gotten in shape.
He's
lost some weight.
He's dropping
still
some
probably
LBs,
smoking
man.
4.5 packs a day, but he's at least working out.
Eased up once again on the alcohol, and
he's probably not stress eating anymore. I mean, it's been a rough 12 months for Alex Jones.
Yeah, he's been doing well. He got on. I think he got on the needles with the Ozempic.
Don't say Ozempic. Oh, that's
Ozempic.
And then started lifting some weights a little bit, shaved his head, got svelte. But anyway, Bill Gates says there's a major. I mean, are we surprised? I mean, coming from this guy, the guy that's played around with Jeffrey Epstein nonstop, and now says maybe in hindsight it was not a good idea to be associated with Jeff Epstein.
Yeah.
Maybe
as he smiles through it, through it like it's a joke.
Maybe it wasn't a good idea to send that $100,000 to Osama bin Laden when he emailed me.
Yeah.
Like,
so I tell you, folks. That's like a 30-minute clip, so we won't get into it. But that's, I mean, this is the dude that was all for depopulating Africa. This was the dude that wants you to have synthetic meat. I mean, this dude is a horrible human being. And so he says, man-made meat, MMM in the chat with DDD.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys know, but DDD loves MMM.
Yeah.
Dirty Dick Durbin loves man-made meat.
Yeah, he does. I like it. I like it.
Anyway.
Oh my!
But is it honestly? I'm a little worried by that comment that he made on The View. Like that kind of makes me worried that they have a lever. Like if this starts going really south for them and stuff really starts coming out, that they have this lever where this bio lab is just gonna lift up a door and a monkey's gonna come running out.
Yeah, bite one person on the arm. But, lever, that's a good word there, Todd, because I think they do have their, not their escape routes, but their exit strategies, if you will, their way to release something, at least that becomes a massive distraction, everything that's going on.
It's scary having people like Bill Gates out there because he has so much money, and he just seems like an evil person. I mean, he was buying up farmland with China here in the United States just to do experimental veggies and whatnot. I mean, it's crazy what that person there is and can be evil. I mean, it just really is. I mean, everybody. I don't know what the numbers are for the population that still use Windows, but I mean, I think that they can spy on people through their computers, and I think they are. I mean,
dude, they can do more than that. Yeah, I mean, everybody's heard of that Pegasus software that they use in Israel. Like, all they got to do is send you a text message, and you don't even have to open it. Like, you don't even have to open it, click a link, or nothing. As soon as they send you that text message, they have your phone, everything, every conversation, every social media post, everything.
That's have seen real. Some stuff on mine then.
Yeah,
that's for sure. No, talking about the Social Security numbers and stuff there earlier when they were talking about DOGE. Listen, they've got all your information. They've got your
Anyway.
facial scans. They've got your retinal
All
scan.
of
You don't even know the stuff. You don't even know the stuff they did to you 25 years ago before technology was released to the general population. There were things where we used to do stuff all the time, and I guarantee you they've been collecting data long before we were aware of it.
Some of these CIA experiments, though, not even data collecting,
Right.
just the stuff that they did to you psychologically before they were able to just steal the personal information is wild.
Yeah, it's wild. I mean, you read up on MK Ultra, you can all the different stuff that they did. And there's no telling. I mean, who knows? Maybe there's an activate switch with people that got the jab. Who knows, man? I can tell you this: if you and I have a conversation about lawn chairs, as soon as I get on Facebook this afternoon, there's going to be ads for lawn chairs.
Yep.
If I mention I need to get me a new pair of jeans, there's going to be an ad for jeans on there, and I do. 'Cause I ain't wearing no pants.
Listen, I get ads on my TV. I get ads on my TV for Patriot Mobile of every sponsor that we do, that we put on this show just from talking about them.
Yeah.
Well, they can have my social. I get an email from the Army Personnel Center like every quarter that says the Army personnel records has been hacked and your Social Security number was one of many that was hacked. Whatever. You have my stuff anyway. Just do what you do.
They got it. That's why the people are always talking about saying, "Oh man, you're gonna use whatever clear at the airport." I'm like, really? You think they don't have your face? They don't have your thumbprint. They already got it. I know somebody who said, "Well, I don't want to get money from FEMA for the disaster because I don't want to give them my Social Security number." They gave you the Social Security number.
Yeah, exactly.
They're the ones who gave it to you. All right, we got to move on. Elon popped this little meme up yesterday. I just love the troll level of both Trump and Elon. This is fantastic, and it's so true of what we're saying. From now on, money laundering will be called, quote, foreign aid.
Foreign
aid.
That's true.
Shark.
If you got the guy who's looking at the line items like Elon is, if you got the guy who's living there 24/7 looking at the line items and he calls it money laundering, I'd say that we were probably over the target by calling it money laundering all along.
Yeah. Concur.
Because people say, well, how does that work? Well, they they get them federal money, taxpayer dollars. They give it to the NGOs, like we just talked about, the NGO that got the billions of dollars for illegals. They give it to the NGOs, and then the NGOs donate back to their campaigns, and that's how they get it. It comes right.
This is precisely why Zelensky says he's missing $100 billion.
Because it
missing
wasn't
$100 billion.
See,
it was never his. It was always meant to go missing.
I misplace a 20 every now and again, but dang, that's a whole nother level right there.
Yeah, you're not doing it like Bob Menendez, where you got gold bars in the pockets of your suit, and you're hiding them out in there. But yeah, what Volodymyr Zelensky didn't understand is just because they said they were giving you $177 billion, that didn't mean it was all for you, Vladdy. It wasn't. That you got a piece of that, bud. A piece of that. It was never about keeping you and your land out of Russian hands, ever.
Nope.
Ever. All right, Boston University. This is where it's starting to get serious right here. There's some disturbing Reddit threads out there, but this is one where a Boston University staff member calls for violence against the DOGE members, puts their face basically on a wanted poster. Boston University, of course, rakes in millions of federal funding. Says these are the people carrying out Musk's coup. So you got a picture of these young men on here wanted dead or alive. I was reading some, and my boy Sky Corbin, you need to follow him, The Truth Sky Corbin on Instagram. He's got some great clips out there. He's been on my show, a good buddy of mine. But he did a thing yesterday. He was reading off some of the Reddit threads out there of where they're saying we need to dox these people. They all have an address. We need to show up at their homes. We need to take them out. This is serious stuff. I mean, this is, you're getting into some major deals.
It's all fun and games till they get one of these kids killed.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And once that happens, and again, it just goes back to what Mike Tyson said a long time ago. That's all social media has created is people now ain't getting punched in the throat for what they say.
Yeah.
And that's all this is. Like, I mean, these are all keyboard warriors, like the two people that put the down thumbs up on this show, whose mother doesn't love them. Same principle.
She tells them that they do, and that's why they're deceived. And then if you didn't think the world was crazy enough, Joe Biden has signed a contract with Hollywood. I thought he was going to like go in and like invest and produce like the Obamas did.
Dude,
but they signed him to like a talent agency.
Yes, I told you. I mean, they're remaking Cocoon. I'm telling you.
And Trump had not heard about this. This is when they asked him about it yesterday. Listen.
What do you think about Joe Biden signing on with a talent agency?
You got to be kidding. He signed on with a talent agency?
He does. He's got some entertainment agents now.
I think he's got bigger problems than that. I really do. Yeah. I think he's got much bigger problems than that, but I wish him well. We inherited a mess. This place is a mess, but it's quickly being solved, the problem. We're going to make America great again. Thank you very much.
All right, guys. What do you think about
Man, he's so raw. He's so raw. You got to be kidding me.
I know. Pop the next one up there. Let's keep on going with this because we got to get to Trump and Israel and this whole deal. But Trump signed an executive order withdrawing the United States from the UN Human Rights Council, citing deep anti-American bias. Can't disagree with him on that. I think he's doing the right thing. Do we want to play this one, Royce?
Nah, it's a minute.
I think we jump into Israel right now.
Yeah, let's jump over to that. Trump. I will say. Well, let's talk about Trump. He said that he left instructions to obliterate Iran if they assassinate him. That's a big story. That's a big deal. I mean, he got himself an insurance policy. They asked him. Well, play the clip. We'll just see it.
Why say that you're unhappy to sign it if it's Iran and their proxies who have threatened to retaliate against you and your team by killing you guys for taking out Soleimani?
Well, they haven't done that, and that would be a terrible thing for them to do. Not because of me. If they did that, they would be obliterated. That would be the end. I've left instructions. If they do it, they get obliterated. There won't be anything left. And they shouldn't be able to do it. And Biden should have said that, but he never did. I don't know why. Lack of intelligence, perhaps. But he never said it. If that happens to a leader or close to a leader, frankly, if you had other people involved also, you would call for total obliteration of a state that did it. That would include Iran. So I'm signing this, and it's a very powerful document, but hopefully we're not going to have to use it.
Why say you're unhappy to sign it?
If trolling was a video game, Trump is the final boss and the final level that you need a cheat code to beat. Like, I mean, he is. Man.
Yeah, he's not saying anything I disagree with. I mean, whether it be Trump, Biden, Obama, Bush, whoever is in the office, if we have a different country come and try to assassinate our president or assassinate our president, we're not just going to sit back and say, don't worry about it, it's fine. Yeah,
I don't
obliterate the crap out of them.
No, I think at that point, you send SEAL Team 6 or one of them Tier 1 operators over there, you kidnap their leader and execute him on national television.
Absolutely. Tase them first.
Well, that's fun. You send Tony over with a taser, I think, is the way you do it.
Yep.
That's the way you do it. And then, of course, to put the whole thing to rest, when the Gaza hostages were being released, a lot of the Harry Sissons and the Krasensteins and all them, they were saying it was Biden who had done it. Even Kamala Harris came out and tried to give credit to Biden. And even Joe Biden turned around after the press conference when asked about it and said, hey, you kidding, right? And here, let's just ask Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel. Let's ask him the question.
President Trump, I work for Prime Minister Netanyahu. We've heard Joe Biden and Donald Trump take credit for the hostage and ceasefire deal. Who do you think deserves more credit?
I think President Trump added great force and powerful leadership to this effort. I appreciate it. He sent a very good emissary. He's helped it along. And, I'll just tell you, I'm happy that they're here. And I'm sure the president is happy that they're here. And I would think that's about enough.
President Trump.
Yeah, so that's kind of settles that.
Are we not happy that we have these videos and clips again? You never saw this stuff when Biden was president.
It was all hidden.
Never saw this.
It was all hidden. Now, let me just say, I'm on record pretty heavily of saying I don't trust the governments of men, and that goes for Netanyahu and Israel as well.
Agreed.
I don't trust these people at all. And Netanyahu's got an angle. He's always had an angle, and so has Israel. And we can have whatever theological debate you want to have later on. But I'm just telling you, when they did that press conference last night, you can go ahead and pull it up so folks can look at it. where they were asking questions about what they're going to do with the Gaza Strip. And Trump said something really controversial last night. If you noticed Bibi Netanyahu's reaction to him, it wasn't the most positive. It was almost kind of, he was giving him a sideways glance on that. But this is concerning to me. I don't think we're being told everything to be able to have an honest debate or discussion about this. But this, and I'm being nice about all of this stuff because this isn't my show. This is Graham's show. But I'm trying to be diplomatic here, and just say that this is an interesting statement on the part of President Trump. Play it.
The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip, and we will do a job with it too. We'll own it and be responsible for dismantling all of the dangerous unexploded bombs and other weapons on the site. Level the site and get rid of the destroyed buildings, level it out, create an economic development that will supply unlimited numbers of jobs and housing for the people of the area. Do a real job, do something different. Just can't go back. If you go back, it's going to end up the same way it has for 100 years. The U.S. will take...
Now, the way everybody hears that is Trump and Netanyahu are going to go in there. They're going to take Gaza. They're going to clean all the people out. They're going to go to neighboring countries, which is not going to happen. And they're just going to basically, people are hearing it as being like, well, Trump's going to turn it into another resort opportunity. Like this is Club Med.
Mara Gaza.
Mara Gaza. This is. I don't find anybody that's an honest thinker on this deal who likes the idea of that. Because that is arguably colonialism, it's arguably globalism. And this isn't talking about Greenland or Canada. Because, again, we're talking about merging economies or buying land that strategically makes sense for us. But when you start talking about going to the Middle East, and I know Todd's got a lot to say about this, you're not just peacefully going to go in there without boots on the ground, loss of American life. That's not an America First policy. It's not.
It's
now,
not feasible.
It's not. And Netanyahu's not going to stand there and let you rebuild that for Palestinians. Particularly if Hamas has anything to do with it. So we don't know enough about what that played. Now, me personally, I'll just say this, and I'll hush for a second for you guys, is I think this is saber-rattling to stir up the heads in the Middle East. Yes. I think a lot of it's saber-rattling to say, this is what we're willing to do, and you could just know over in Iran, the Ayatollah's watching that going, just losing his freaking mind that, that this would happen. So we'll see. But I don't want my son's not going to. No. I ain't going to. I ain't dying for Israel. My son's not dying for Israel. I don't want my taxpayer dollars going to that. No, I understand rare earth minerals from Ukraine, but going in and rebuilding Gaza, let them sort their stuff out. They've been doing it for thousands of years, man. Thousands of years.
I honestly think, and I'm just coming at this from a military strategic perspective. It sounds good on paper, but it's not feasible. Like, I mean, you've got to play a level of 12D chess to even, because you can't do it without occupation. It can't be done without fortification and occupation. And that means boots on the ground. You can't just fly a bunch of drones around while people are working on the strip and blah, blah, blah. It doesn't work like that. I mean, you've got Hamas, Al-Qaeda, ISIS. I mean, you've got Iran. You've got 5, 6, 7 levels of terrorist groups, and probably 7 or 8 that we've never heard of, that are just when they heard that, they're going, oh, please come, please.
Well, are you done, Todd?
It can't be done. Like, not without American loss of life. I'm sorry. It can't. It can't be done.
So I agree with both of you 100%. Yeah, that's not what we voted for. We want, put America first. Just to play devil's advocate here, though, I mean, what is the definition of what does it say? Doing the same thing and expecting different results is often referred to as the definition of insanity. Yeah. So if you let them, how long has this conflict in the Gaza Strip been going on between Palestine and Israel?
But forever.
So they keep going back doing the same thing. So, I mean, if somebody doesn't step in, doesn't have to be the U.S., somebody doesn't step in and try to help them do something to stop fighting. I understand where we're coming from. We don't care. That's not we don't want to put our boots on the ground. That's not what we want to do. But if somebody doesn't step in and help.
We've already tried it in Iraq and Afghanistan. Like from 2000, 2003 or 2002 to like not just a couple years ago with the withdrawal from Afghanistan. We still got soldiers in Iraq right now.
But I don't think the goal with that was to take it, was it?
No, the goal was to stabilize their economy, was to try and install some sort of, government. That never happened. Like
the difference I see though is Trump's talking about taking Gaza. But my problem is I think Israel has more than enough power to do that themselves.
I agree.
So why are we stepping in?
Now, I'm good. Like, you take 10, 15, because they have Israel has one of the best air forces in the world. You use their airport, you use their runways, you get, we fly a few drones overhead circling, let the IDF come in there, clean everything out, let them do their own thing. If they want to show, I don't care. Like, I love Israel. I don't give a rat's ass about Palestine or Hamas. If Israel wants to them off, good. I don't care.
I have a great idea. It's gonna come off as funny, but I'm not trying to be. Why don't we take all the illegal immigrants, I'm talking about the Latin people, send them over there, rebuild the whole thing. It'll be done in a week. Obviously, there's a lot of construction workers, and that could open up if you guys survive all the fighting over there, we can open up a path for your citizenship here, or you could become citizens of Israel. So that'd be a great way to get everybody win-win situation for everyone.
I agree. But look, Iraq and Afghanistan is worse off now than it was when we got there years ago. It's that region of the world is going to shoot, kill, pilfer, rape, molest each other until Jesus returns.
Yeah, but if our goal was to take it, that would have been done a long time ago. The goal with that was, I think they're different scenarios. I think Trump is talking about taking Gaza, and that's a different method than what we've tried to do in Iraq and Afghanistan.
Well, he's going to find a hard time to do that because here's the thing, to Todd's point as well. You have a lot of tribes there. It's not like, okay, we have Palestinians and they're being ruled by Hamas. Hamas went in and stabilized. They're evil, don't get me wrong, they're evil, but they went in and stabilized all those tribes because they became the most powerful tribe. So the thing that stabilized the rest of it is if you remove Hamas, if you don't have Israel in place, then all those tribes are going to vie for that first place. So it's going to become a full-blown genocide. This tribe's going to destroy that tribe. Yep. And so people don't realize how these Palestinians are divided up into their little tribes. And their tribalism is going to keep them murdering each other. And so I'm interested to see where this goes. And maybe in a couple of weeks we look back and go, okay, now we know more. I just don't think we know enough to talk about it right now.
Yeah.
But this is going to be one murderous tribe will replace another murderous tribe, will replace another murderous tribe. Go back and watch the Dr. Phil interview with the son of the founder of Hamas. And Mahmoud or whatever his name was. He destroys that pro-Palestinian protester on the show with him because he just says basically the same thing I just did. They're a murderous tribe. They're going to keep on trying to take over. Now, if you're trying to bring stability there, I don't know. Is Trump saying we're going to take it? Is he saying we're going to take the land, or are we going to take the situation?
Yeah.
I don't particularly like either one of them.
Me either, but I'd much rather the situation than the land.
Me too.
The situation.
So, because Saudi Arabia, Crown Prince Saudi Arabia said we're not dealing with them until there's a two-state solution. Mm-hmm. And Netanyahu ain't into no two-state solution.
No,
I can tell you
and
that.
Neither is Hamas. That's the thing, that these people have been at war since the Old Testament. Like, I mean, since who was the illegitimate child for Abraham? Ishmael.
Esau.
Ishmael.
Yeah,
Since
Ishmael.
Ishmael was born, that entire region has been stabilized.
Right.
I mean, destabilized.
And they don't want stability.
No.
Because they live in a desert. They live in a barren wasteland, dude. And these are survivors for thousands and thousands of years. They don't understand stability like we do. They don't have this overblown false sense of security and comfort like we do. I mean, they sit out there kicking rocks all day long and wonder where the camel wandered off to. So we'll see where it goes. But these people in the Middle East, they all hate each other. And Americans are naive to believe that we can go in there and bring them any sense of peace, especially when their only source of peace is we got to kill off everybody that ain't us.
Mm-hmm.
To them, that's ultimately the peace. And you know what? I said this after 9/11. I said this when W went into Iraq. These people are fighting an ideological war.
Yeah.
It's an ideological war. We haven't learned from Iraq. We didn't. Well, I'll tell you what we didn't learn from is Afghanistan. I mean, we thought these cave dwellers, we could just go in there and root them out. And we found out real quick, we should have learned from the Russians that you can't. And so unless you're willing to turn it into a parking lot.
Yeah. Well, when you have societies, when you have an entire civilization that knows nothing but chaos and mayhem, you can't fix that. It's like us down here. I mean, you got bullets, bonfires, and beer. I mean, that's all we know down here. So, I mean, you can't just erase that.
Yeah. Well, you could go in there and they could Trump could turn it into another Dubai. They'll destroy it within the next 50 years, dude.
Yeah,
I mean,
it'll be gone
and
in
I'm
a
being
week.
liberal with the 50 years. So anyway. All right, boys, that's all we got. There's plenty of stuff we could talk about on that deal. I'll just say, for me personally, for what it's worth, I don't like the statement as it stands.
Yeah, I agree.
I hadn't found anybody.
I don't like it at all.
Yep.
And those of you are saying, well, I'll always support Israel. Yeah, okay. Who is Israel? It ain't a bunch of displaced European Jews that got brought back to a place in the Middle East to repopulate. Go read your Bible. The book of Galatians chapter 3 says the children of faith are the sons of Abraham. That means it's the church. So spiritual Israel, the bride of Christ, it ain't about race. It's about grace. That's where I stand on it. We can debate that at another time. All right, let's pray ourselves out of here, and then we'll get to some super chats. How about that? Todd, you probably need to repent. Why don't you pray for us, buddy?
I mean, the man with the walking disclaimer, he's probably right. Father, in the words of your servant, Chad, I just ask that you forgive me of my disclaimers. Thank you for your grace, your love, and your mercy that you show me every single day. Father, I just thank you for the ability the gifts that you've given all of us men here, and just to be able to share this with them, to be able to go out and speak and say the things that we need to say. And hopefully there are ears out there that can hear. And if there is somebody there in the chat or that is listening to audio or listening later and you hear the sound of my voice and you do not have a relationship with a loving God, that I and me and these men get an opportunity to serve, I pray, Father, that you send your spirit to that individual and you reveal yourself to them and just how much you love and care for them. Father, we thank you for all that you do. Help us get through the rest of the week unscathed. Be with our brother Graham as he does what he's doing to help rebuild this country and turn this country into direction facing you. Thank you, Lord, and we ask all these things in your Son's name, and all God's people said.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
Let's do some super chats.
Let's do it. Patriot Paladin. Can President Trump now go after all the prosecutors and corrupt judges that tried to ruin him for the past 4 years? I think he's past that now. I think he's more worried about this USAID. Like, I think he's more worried about that right now.
Yeah,
he is, but he fired him. He fired the prosecutors, and
they're bagging groceries at Walmart right now. But you know,
yeah,
I think that's
a lot of the a lot of those folks are either they resigned under pressure, but the judges, I think most of those are still there. And I think it'd be a bad move for him just to out and out blatantly go after them.
Yeah, I think I think you're right, Chad, because the optics of it wouldn't probably look very good for the retaliation or trying to revenge. I mean, he's got a lot more stuff to do. He's got bigger fish to fry than go after the people who are trying to prosecute him. I mean, at the end of the day, he's doing what he needs to do to get our country back on track, and going after the people that went after him would be
we can do that later. Right. Let's get America back on track.
Right.
Jay Dillbeck, hey Chad, I understand how to get dick from Richard. You just ask him nicely.
All right, next.
That's the rumor.
That's the rumor. KJ13, why are they not being investigated for inciting riots and fighting in the streets? Words right out of their mouths. I agree. Do as I say, not as I do.
They would come after us.
Do as I say, not as I do. Not woke troubadours. Bill's meat is fake, but the ra-ta-tas are real. Pray for the safety of DJT.
Amen. Not woke. That's true. All of that is true.
MX wife. These people are calling for violence against DOGE volunteers, Elon and Trump. Shouldn't they be investigated by the DOJ? Yeah, I mean, they should.
Yes.
They absolutely
And they shouldn't just be put on a list. They should actually be investigated.
Yeah, I got nothing right here. MB Leal 1. I can't watch live, but I was able to catch the end today. I just wanted to ask for Chad's Friday church to come back. I really enjoyed listening to his thought process. Thanks for all that you do.
Well, I'll tell you what, follow me on Instagram at Watch Chad. I put some little clips up there on some of the inspirational stuff, and of course the prayers most days on Facebook and Twitter. But I really, and I don't want to hyper spiritualize this thing, but I really try to only do those Friday churches whenever I really feel like there's something worth saying. I've always said the prophet says, "Thus saith the Lord," but the preacher says, "Thus saith the Lord," whether the Lord said it or not. So because they feel obligated to say it, I really try to wait until something's on my heart. But they will come back, I promise. Unless God's done with me.
And I agree with her. Chad, I don't know, but if you know, Miss Lovegood's actually in Israel. I mean, she lives in Israel. It can't happen, period. I believe Chad has a point when Trump's purpose with this statement. As to where it goes, spoiler alert, nowhere. You can't fully rid Hamas because you can't kill an idea.
That's right. Ideological. That's right.
Miss Lovegood again. Chad, you are referring to Mossab Hassan Youssef, a.k.a. the Green Prince. He converted to Christianity. What you need is to cut the head off the snake. Love y'all all.
Yeah. And there's no doubt Israel, strategically, politically, geopolitically, they are our ally in the Middle East. I mean, that's the tool we have to work with, and it is. That's the avenue we have to take. So I'm at least thankful for that relationship. Because trust me, when I say I don't trust Israel government, I don't trust America's government either.
Yeah.
I love Miss Lovegood. She's always giving us all kinds of
I do too. I've seen
great
comments.
information.
I love her.
Yep.
All kind of good info. Lisa Victoria, it is biblical with there being turmoil in the Middle East. There won't be peace until Christ comes back. On another note, Chad, would you ever come to California?
Yeah, I come to California every year. We used to be out there 16, 17 times a year. It used to be my most supportive state for live shows, and then this thing called COVID hit, and California lost their minds, and so we don't book as much out there anymore. But I'm usually out there a couple times a year. Heck yeah.
Colleen Courtwright. Todd, have you heard Luke Bryan's song, Love You, Miss You, Mean It? Did he steal that from you? Yes, he did. And me and Kendra argue about this all the time. I was saying Love You, Miss You, Mean It back in like 2006, 7. So Luke Bryan can suck it. I come up with it.
I'm going to send him that clip. I'll text it to him.
That's fine. I said it first. Alicia Towsley. Can we get prayers for New Albany, Ohio? There was a shooting in a warehouse and several injured. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely praying.
For sure.
Had some shootings yesterday in Houston as well.
Lines fade. Even if we turn Gaza into a parking lot, the cockroaches will still fight over the rubble. We don't need to be involved in an ideological war. Love you, DA family.
Yep,
Agree?
true.
I mean, it's never going to be stabilized. Read Jeremiah. It's never going to be stabilized.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, I love everybody that's in the chat. I apologize for kind of being low key a little bit tonight. I'm not Graham. I ain't gonna yell at you. Graham's got a gift for that. There's one more super chat popping up in there, but I spent the whole night throwing up. So I don't eat Chinese food from Hunan Jade in the Woodlands, Texas. It's actually my favorite place, but they sent me the wrong thing last night and they ate it. I ate it anyway, and so
like a duck. There's a no duck.
The duck is smiling at me. He's smiling.
Like a no duck, asshole duck.
Read this thing.
Can we get RFK and the FCC to stop the pharmaceutical commercials? Who can send this message?
I agree. I think that needs to stop.
Yep. I remember when they started it, and I remember when they started advertising the COVID vaccine. If you remember, the mRNA deal wasn't a vaccine. Use that term loosely, and that really ticked me off. But all of this stuff, making all this stuff available to people, is ridiculous.
It's not a vaccine; it's a shot. Polio is a vaccine.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Speaking of going out west, I'll be in Oregon. When will I be out there, Tony? I'll be out there Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day. WatchChad.com is where the fun stuff is. Go check me out, do a little shopping, all that stuff. And, of course, join my show today at 2. All right, Tony, what you got?
Nothing. Everybody have a great day. Have a blessed day. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Royce?
Love you guys. From me and Jack, who's been sitting on my lap the whole time.
I love the cat. What can I say? Oh, look, Chad's got the dog. I think he's dead.
Royce, do Dr. Evil, man. Put your little evil.
Biscuit's looking at
we
me
love
like,
you guys.
what?
We'll see you guys tomorrow, and I'll see you at 2 p.m. on Chad's show.
Yep. And I will see you at 4 and 5 on the hot seat. And Kendra, no, you didn't say it first.
You want to hit that one last super chat right there?
Yeah, from Tabby. They are worried about that DOGE is collecting Social Security numbers. I remember that was a breach in the few months ago. I can't wait for DOGE to look into Department of Education, IRS. They don't have that access, Tabby.
Yeah.
DOGE does not have access. They have read only. They cannot look at Social
There's
Security
another one
numbers.
you just popped in too.
The Jews are not God's chosen people anymore. It is the followers of Christ. Israel is not the nation of sons of Israel that Moses led out of Egypt.
I don't disagree with that. Galatians chapter 3, book of Romans. Anyway, we could have that debate. I've done it a lot on my show.
We don't have enough time for that one.
We don't. But I love everybody. And you know what? I want everybody to come to Christ. I don't care what your descent is. You know, the Acts chapter 1, verse 8 says, you're going to be my witnesses in Jerusalem, Judea, Samaria, and to the uttermost parts of the earth. And so, again, the light that shines the farthest away shines the brightest at home. And when Jesus established the gospel through the death, burial, resurrection, he intended for Jerusalem to have the blessing first. And then from Jerusalem, all the disciples went out to Judea, to Samaria. So you had the near, the neighbor, the next, and the neglected and the next. That'll preach right there, boys. You had Jerusalem, which was it was near. You had Judea, which was your neighbor. You had Samaria, which was the neglected, and you had the ends of the earth, which was next. That's the mission field, dude. It is not about it, and it's all about the message of Christ. 1 Corinthians 15 says, I preach to you this gospel, which is the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus Christ. That's good news. It's a victory speech. All right, guys, as I said, thanks to the boys, Tony, Todd, and, of course, Royce for making it all happen. And for those of you in the chat, please hit like, please hit share, and subscribe, and join Royce and me today at 2-1 Central on the Chad Prather Show. And, of course, Todd. Todd's going to be, you back at regular time today?
Back at regular time.
All right. So 6:30, 5:30 Central.
And
all
then
right.
we've got Brianna, I think, tonight at 7. And then we've got Maggie Moo. What time is her? 8?
7:30.
7:30.
7:30 Eastern.
So it's like literally I'm at 5, Brianna's at like 6, and then she's at 7:30. So it's like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Boom. Stay tuned.
Yep. All right, guys. I love you so much. And for the rest of the team, and for Graham, please pray for Graham and for Alyssa. We love you guys. God bless you. We'll talk to you tomorrow morning for Dear America. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, all.